If you think that structure and creativity can't coexist, you're wrong. And it's costing you big time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how structure can actually really support you and give you 6 life hacks to help you spend more time in creative flow doing your thing. By failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. We've all heard this famous quote, but what does that actually mean for us as creatives? I know what you're thinking. I can't prepare for creative inspiration. I don't know when inspiration is going to hit. I just have to wait for motivation. No. Inspiration and motivation are really, really fickle mistresses. So do not rely on them. In the words of Jocko Willink's, rely on discipline. Actually, so much of being an artist or a creator it's training, it's practice, it's preparing yourself and leveling up your skills so that when that elusive flash of genius does come, you're ready to capture it. So we're going to go through 6 really quick life hacks that can help you be ready to capture that inspiration when it hits. So the first hack is find what excites you. Focus on aligning passion, purpose, and drive. These 3 things are so key when it comes to finding flow. And the only real way to keep going when things get hard is to make sure you really care about what you're working on. The best way to find those things for yourself is through curiosity. So my tip for finding what excites you is go and explore. Literally just go and try new things. Write a list of all the things that you're slightly kind of interested in and make it a priority to play with them. Watch a tutorial, listen to a TED Talk, a podcast, do a class, go somewhere, talk to new people. You do not know where those things are going to lead you. For me, my biggest love and my biggest obsession at the moment is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I train 4 or 5 times a week. I love it. It's become an integral part of my life. And the only reason that happened was because back in the pandemic, when we were in lockdown, the way I dealt with that was I would just walk all day, every day. I think my record was doing 25 kilometers in one day. And I would just listen to podcasts. And I had so many people in these podcasts that I was listening to talking about jiu-jitsu. And something inside of me was like, oh my God, I need to know what that is. That's for me. And I followed that and I started training, and it's now, I can't imagine my life without it. So you really don't know where those little nudges are going to lead you. So play with those. Give yourself time and space to explore, to play, and to just try new things. Hack number 2 is get your reps in. Get your reps in. It is training. You need to think of your art as training. So if you want to get in flow more often, you've got to get beyond the point where you have to think about what you're doing, which means doing it over and over and over again. Just like riding a bike, when you first start riding a bike, it's really clunky because you're thinking about every single step. But the more you do it, the more you practice, the more it becomes effortless, which means you can enjoy the experience, right? It's exactly the same for your creativity. So if you focus on mastery, you focus on getting your reps in, just doing the work over and over and over again, it means it's going to be easier for you to get into flow because your brain's not trying to think about what you're doing. So following on from the how for hack number 1, which was playing with curiosity and exploring new things, the next step is to then pay attention to what feels juiciest. What's the thing that feels most exciting, that calls you forward, that allows you to express your creativity and serve a greater purpose, because that's what's going to pull you forward. And then start identifying all the different skills that would come under the umbrella of that core project or that core focus. So for me at the moment, obviously YouTube is kind of a thing, right? So I'm learning everything I can about all the mechanics. So filming, writing scripts, uploading, coming up with content ideas, all of that. But I'm also studying all the things that go around that. So I'm studying communication styles, storytelling, behavioral psychology. So find the core thing, hone in on that, and figure out all the skills that come under the umbrella of supporting that one project. Hack number 3, if you're anything like me, you're probably going to grade against it a bit, and that's scheduling is your friend. I have pushed against this for as long as I can remember, and it wasn't until I really found a system that actually works for me that I've started to really see the benefit of organizing my time in a way that allows me maximum time in creativity. Personally, like I said earlier, this is one of my number 1 weaknesses. The little rebel in me is like, no, I want to do what I want to do 100% of the time. And that's just not how life works, especially if you want to create epic things. And it kind of got to the point where for me, lying in bed at night feeling like I've wasted another day not doing the things that I really want to do because I didn't manage my time very well, got to being such a heavy weight on my shoulders that I'm like, right, I need to just surrender to the fact that I need to have a schedule. I need to manage my time. I need to have task lists and know exactly what I'm doing for the day, or I'm just going to float and drift, which is all wonderful, but it's not very satisfying because I'm not getting where I want to get. maybe you can relate. All right, so how do you schedule your time? Look, there is a billion different systems and apps and journals and bullet journals and all the things. There's so many different ones out there. So again, I would say just play with them, like try them, research, find what works for you. Everybody's going to be different. You're going to be either someone who loves apps and loves having everything digital and, you know, doing it all on your phone, or maybe you're someone who likes a bit more of an involved system, like a bullet journal system. It's like a whole world. It's crazy. Hack number 4 is be like Nike. Just do it. Just do it. As creatives, we've got incredible vision. We've got all these things that we want to do and create and be and give the world. And I guess when it really comes down to it, me included, sometimes we struggle with just sitting down and doing the work. This is another reason why I think that working out and physical training is a must for creatives. Not just for the physical health benefits, not just for the psychological and emotional benefits that come from exercise, but from the way that it trains you to just get it done. If you want an excellent book to give you the kick up the bum in regards to this idea, go run and read Stephen Pressfield's The War of Art. It is one of the best books about creativity I've ever read, and you need to read it. Every creative needs to read it. Hack number 5 is the daily wins list. This is your list of what I get to do today to make today a win. And it's part of scheduling, it's part of getting organized, but it's writing down the things you need to get done and just getting them done. I mean, it sounds really boring, like it's so basic, but how many of us actually do it? Not many, especially us creatives, because we're little rebels. We don't want to like do the thing. I don't want to be told what to do by myself in this list that I wrote yesterday of all the things that I have to adult and do. But that's just life. That's just how it works. And rebelling against it isn't very smart. It means we waste way less time thinking about what we need to do, stressing about all the things that we think we need to do because we've got them there right in front of us. We're like, okay, I'm going to get this done, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. It's nice and straightforward. So this one's really easy. Just write a list. Write a list of all the things that you need to achieve today in order to go to bed tonight feeling like you've won. I usually do it the night before. So the last thing I do before I go to bed is I write my tasks list, then I read a bit, and then I go to sleep, so that when I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what I'm working on for that day. And it has meant that I am so much more productive. And not just productive, but I've got more creativity, I've got more energy, and I've got more time. Hack number 6 is probably the one that I swear by the most, which is dial in your health. Your health is your number one asset. Without it, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how skilled you are. It doesn't matter how organized you are. It doesn't matter how good your equipment is. If your health is suffering, you won't want to do any of it. I have spent a big portion of my life really, really unwell. I've had autoimmune conditions. I've had chronic fatigue syndrome. I've had systemic inflammation, digestive issues, you name it. And so the thing that I've learned is that my health is number one. So even though this is hack number 6, this is really the be all and end all. So this is about finding what works for your body and what allows you to maximize your energy. I'm not here to tell you what kind of diet to follow. I'm not here to tell you what kind of workout plan to follow, but I am here to tell you to prioritize it, to find the things that work for your body and make them a priority. For me, most of us know exactly what we need to do to feel better. And again, it comes back to that be like Nike. Just do it, you know? So I would say find a diet and a workout plan and a like exercise plan that's going to work for you, whether that's walking, running, yoga, lifting weights, training jiu-jitsu, which everyone should do. If you ask me, which you didn't, but you kind of did because you're watching this video. So, and make it a priority. Like it needs to be part of your lifestyle. So when you're writing your daily wins list, add on to that the type of diet that you want to eat, what exercise you're going to do, and do it every single day. So that's it. 6 pretty simple life hacks, but if you follow these, your ability to create and produce and to do things that you find really satisfying and fulfilling is going to skyrocket. And it also means that you're going to feel more fulfilled overall. Your energy is going to lift. You're going to be more productive with your time. You're going to feel better because you're looking after your body and you're moving and you're exercising and you're creating more. Win, 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 win. If you've been watching my content for a while and you've tuned into some of the other videos on this channel, which you definitely should do, then you know that I am such a firm believer that we need to rearrange our thinking about easy and hard. That easy equals good and hard equals bad, because it's just not true. Hard is satisfying. It's where we grow. It's where we push ourselves. It's where we create more epic stuff. And I've actually written a 20-page ebook, which is the culmination of my lessons learned from investing over $100,000 and 10 years of my life in all these different courses and programs and systems that promised to change my life and make me really successful, and none of them worked for me. And it wasn't because the systems and the courses weren't good, but I didn't have the fundamental skills that I needed to make them work for me. Things like discipline and grit and resilience. So I want to save you a big chunk of cash and a big chunk of time, and I've given you the lessons that I learned. You can download the book for free. It's just, you can follow the link in the comments, and I really, really hope it helps you guys, because yeah, it was a very long and expensive lesson for me. You're welcome. And also please make sure you tune into next week's video, which I'm super excited about because it's a topic that is very close to my heart. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys how learning martial arts and training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has made me a better creator, and why you should do more hard shit. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah!